Hi guys, and welcome to The Only Way is Beastly. This is episode 3 of Gold Rush Season 1. Today I will be setting up my Tier 2 wash plant, and you will see the shopping list that I do require. Once again, sound is out again, so I've actually just downloaded Fraps. I'm going to give that a try for not the next video coming for Gold Rush because I've already got that recorded, but the one after that I shall try. As you can see, I've just refueled my mini excavator and it's taken just over a quarter of my tank of diesel. It's an expensive and very thirsty piece of machinery considering it's not that massive. So obviously if I want to invest, I'm going to have to get a bigger tank, you know, the biggest tank that you can get at the shop, and obviously some staff as well. I have unlocked it, but I've only got tier 1 workers available, and I'm not interested in that. This is going to be my primary focus now, is this hollow. So in the previous video I'd already brought this excavator and the stuff that's already set up over there, and in a moment you will see, once I get this great big fat machine in its place, because I want to start digging roughly there, I will get it in its place. And it did take me forever to figure out this digger. I'd already had a go at it in the tutorial, and I thought I'd nailed it. Went to do some digging, as you'll see in a bit, and it's back and forth, back and forth. But in the next video you will see a full proper clean out. I think it's a full day's digging. It's like 5 or something buckets, and yeah, you'll see what I get. But for now, let's make our way over into Haynes and let's go get some stuff for the tier 2 wash plant, including the wash plant itself. So I'll see you in Haynes. Well, first stop, blacksmith. Let's get this piddly amount of gold melted down, because I am broke ass poor white trash. To get that melted down, get it sold, and let's take a extortionate loan from the bank. Wouldn't be too bad, it's just the interest rate is absolutely crippling, and you'll see it in a bit. And the gold lost when I'm actually doing this is unbelievable. It's like 11 ounces of melting. I'm losing 1.13, so in effect I'm probably only going to get about a 10 ounce bar. And we shall see how much have I got. 10.1 ounce, I wasn't far off. Anyway, let's get this thing thrown into the truck and let's head down to the bank. Definitely time for some new software. I don't know if you noticed it, but it did jump just a couple of times there. So anyway, I've actually forgotten I've got a tiny bit of a loan left to pay off, so let's get rid of this bar first, and then let's pay off what's left on that loan, and then we can see how much we can take out, because I need quite a lot for my setup, I think. Okay, here we go. Look at the size of that loan, 46,000, but look at the total bleeding costs, $113,000 on a $46,000 loan. That's fucking daylight robbery. Shouldn't be allowed. Rob dogs they are, I tell you. Anyway, I'm chatting shit. Let's get over to the store. Once I've done a Pespor 3.10 in this crossroads. Okay, come on, get in there. Here we are, time to blow some hard-earned loans. Okay, so first of all, do I need a magnetite trailer? Probably not, because I haven't figured out how to get rid of the stuff yet. So let's get the mobile wash plant for $7,000. Not as expensive as I thought that one, to be honest. Okay, so for that we will also need some fat hoses, and we will need some fat hose connectors. Not that one. Next one. There we go. We need a couple of them. There we go. Okay, and I will also need... no, yes, one of them. Actually, the high voltage power cable, I'll need one of them. And I need some work lights as well. So I did initially go for 4, but I didn't have enough room in the yard. So you'll see what I do later on with that. Let's move on to the next scene where we find out what else we need as well. More mobile generators, because I didn't realise at the time, before I brought them, that those mobile generators only take 1 thin power cord apiece, whereas they take 2 fat power cables, which is a bit shit really. They should have 2 of each, I reckon, minimum. So anyway, we've paid for it, and it's at this point, when I start loading it, that I realise I've fucked up. I've been a cock. I should have put my trailer on the back, and I didn't. So it means I've got to make multiple journeys to get everything on and back to camp. So let's skip to it, where I'm attaching the wash plant. And here we are. She's attached. And more of my bad driving skills to come. Smack, straight away. Thank God I can't actually damage the scar, because that thing would have blown up fucking ages ago. Anyway, let's head back to camp. See if this lag resolves itself. Okay, so we are back at camp. Now it's just a case of positioning the wash plant itself. Whoa, 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 slow, slow, slow. Okay, so I do want it in between the excavator and the gold cleaning setup. So I'm just trying to get in a position that will move it really in that kind of area. Except it takes me a minute or two to actually figure it out. So here we go. Do I want it in that position? Probably not. Let's move the excavator out of the way first. Give myself some more room. That ought to do. Out I get. Come on, let's move this wash plant. I was going to say trailer then, but no, wash plant is the word. And then we shall move on to the setup of the small parts that I've actually brought back. Come on, back it up. I can't reverse with the trailer on. I don't know how people do it in reality. Thank God I don't have to. Oh shit, bashed it against the digger. There we go, that's where I want it. Brake, 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 brake. Thank you. Okay, let's unhook it. Whoosh. There we go. Right, let's move this truck. Nope, let's get these lights out of the way first. Oh shit, I've just thrown everything everywhere. Oh well. Get these lights in a position where I can actually use them. Nope, facing the wrong way. Okay, let's try again. Turn around. Nope, not in a position I want. Closer towards the digger. That's a bit better. Let's leave it there for now. Okay, let's go grab the other one. And this game does still make me queasy. It's taken me over an hour to edit this video, and that's not including the break I've had to take before I did this narration, because I don't know what it is about this game. It's the first one I've ever encountered, as I said in the very first video, that it does still make me get motion sickness. Don't know why. Very strange. Very frustrating as well if I forget to take my motion sickness tablets, but I thought a bit of editing won't be too bad. It is. So let's get that generator plugged up there. Placed up there even. Okay, so back at the shop again. I've remembered I needed a few more extra things. A couple more of them. Let's get some jerry cans as well, shall we? Okay. It's not too bad of an expense. Let's get them loaded and binned. Well, dumped on site, shall I say. I think it's when I'm doing certain things like this that it does tend to make me feel quite queasy. I think it's how fast the camera moves perhaps, or perhaps it's the reflections or even the frame rate maybe. Don't know. Probably something I'll never actually figure out. Oh, come on. Get in there. Thank you. Bloody thing. Okay. So, let's start getting the water hoses set up. There's the first one coming out from the pump. There we go, click. Get another bit of hose. It's buried underneath. I'm going to go around the other side. There she is. I'll try not to throw everything out this time. Okay, there we go. Let's click it in. And let's see how far she'll drag. Shit. That's a problem. I thought it would have extended further. The other one did. Let's see if I can drag it just a bit more. Nope. Oh, fuck. Kind of at this point, I've realised I've fucked up again. I'm going to have to go back into Haynes and get another fat hose. So in order for it to stretch from the creek all the way down to the where the tier 2 wash plant is, you probably need 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 fat hoses, and then of course 1, 2, 3 connectors in between them. And then of course you've got all the small hoses which you would use if you've done the first hog sluice box setup like I did. But you'll probably need 3 hoses, the fat hose splitter, so then you can use it for the smaller hoses and attach it to all the other machinery as well. There I am, desperately in vain trying to sort that out, but nope, I give up. Instead I go back down to the wash plant and start setting the shit up there. So there is the fat power cable. Let's get it whacked in. There we go. Let's whack it into the generator. Boom. There we go. Let's get a bucket chucked under the thing as well. Which side is it? Is it this side? Nope. Okay, to the side it is then. And while I'm there, I'll shift all those other buckets in its place as well, so I've got something to keep changing out and filling. There we go. Medal awarded. Medal, should I say. Whatever it is, I've been awarded for the tier 2 setup. Okay, let's plug the lights in. Are they working? Yes, they are. Let there be lights. Let's get the other thing switched on. I am trying not to swear as much. It is catching, but there we go. Look at that. Brilliantly floodlit. Glad I didn't have 4, because that just would have been a drain on diesel and everything else. Didn't need it. So, let's get the wash plant hooked up. You know, considering the size of the thing, I would have expected it to have like a fat water connection or something, but it's only got that, which is really quite surprising. Anyway, let's get the car backed up, and let's go sort the... I think I'm going to sort the water connection out now, just bear with me. Nope, off to Haynes. It's one or the other. Oh shit. Thank God I didn't wreck the thing then. Right, let's get the hoses set up. Finally. Now I've had to go back and get another. Next time we're going to Haynes, we're going to have to do a spare parts run, I think. Because guaranteed something or some bloody massively aggressive bear is going to come and rip something to part. Bastard thing. Where is it? There it is. I thought I'd lost it. Okay. Well, let's clip these into place. There we go. There's 1 and there's 2. Okay. Let's head down to here. Make sure everything is set up now that the water's on. Okay, yep, that's on. I'm going to have to unplug that thing now. That's annoying me. There we go. Okay, so shall we get a little bit of digging done before the end of the video? I think we shall. That's on. There we are. The beast is alive! Right. Here we go. Now remember, I'm not particularly good at this, but it does improve, especially in the next video as well. I get quite, I won't say pro, but I'm good at it in the next video. I'll move a bit further forward. Just turns ever so slow. Come on, you big fat thing. Are we ready? I think we are. Right, let's look at these. Okay, whoop, they're unstable there. Come on, fatty, you can do it. Stretch it forward. Alright, let's move on to a bit where I am moving it properly. There we go. It's slow. I already dug bits out, bit of practice like, but I actually got there. And I've noticed a little glitch here as well. As you can see, I've got no icons above the wash plant indicating water, power, how much dirt it's processing and what's in the buckets. I've noticed that happens when I've played it too long. Yeah, I've actually got a nugget there as well, so I'm happy. I think, oh, there's a nugget coming up or something. I may have missed it, but yeah, I actually start finding nuggets here again as well, because when I was digging it out by hand, I wasn't. It was shite. Hence why I took the plunge and decided to get a loan. The only problem is I've got to make enough gold to pay off that humongous debt now. But I also need workers, so I've just got to work up through the night until I've got enough gold to pay off the bank and actually start making some decent money. I don't know whether this ground's going to be enough for a tier 3 or even a tier 4 setup. Possibly tier 3, we'll have to see about that one. It's slow going, but I actually find it quite peaceful, and my motion sickness is nowhere near as bad as when I'm doing this. So I think it is when everything is moving around me. So yeah, stay tuned. Anyway, we will leave the video here for now. Stay tuned for episode 3, which will be coming soon on The Only Way is Beastly. Take care, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.